So, our first topic for today was we were going to talk about the new Alienware UFO.
Great name. I
Um,
like it.
I like that it keeps with their alien kind of theme. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Um, but looking at these pictures, it looks like a pretty solid system.
Yeah.
I like that the around the joysticks it actually lights up. I think that's pretty cool. Um, but it's supposedly going to be able to run pretty much any game that's out right now.
That
Uh,
that's actually really good because honestly I use the Steam Link and I use it on my phone and then I attach it to my Xbox controller so it's like this and I just go and
okay,
play it in bed, dude. And
that's
I
awesome.
get a pretty good you know connection. It's not too
Yeah,
bad, but it cuts out every once in a while. But it'd be nice to have something that's actually like a concrete um, you know it's actually there, instead of being streamed like like Stadia or something like that.
yeah, for sure. And unlike the that or the Switch, this
Hmm.
thing is apparently 4K. I don't know why they need a 4K screen for such a small display, but
I
that's
mean, it's more clarity, I would believe. Um, that's
it's
the
gonna
only
look
thing.
good. That's
Yeah,
that's for sure.
but it's gonna drive up the price, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm, for sure. I think the controller actually looks pretty cool. Uh, I mentioned this earlier, but I'm not super fond of the offset sticks. That's
Hmm.
just my opinion. I know a lot of people will really like that,
Hmm.
especially all you Xbox fans out there.
I mean, I grew up on the controller, but I know that when I did the transition between the Xbox and PlayStation with this generation, it kind of scared me, but I just kind of fell in. It was natural, so it really wasn't that bad. But I can understand where people come from when they just like the sticks like this instead of.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I would think that because they made it like this, that it's more stable. Because if you have it up here, it's kind of like, you know, weird. It'd be
Oh,
off
having
balance.
having
Yeah,
both sticks up top.
yeah, up top or even on the bottom. It just feel it would. I don't know.
I
Maybe they could
think.
put weights up there or something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think that's you get more weight up there with like the Xbox controller has those haptic triggers, so
Hmm.
there's more. Uh, I don't know tech. There's more hardware up in top of the controller there, but I'm not sure if they're gonna have anything like that in this controller. But
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna actually have. They said they're. I don't know. They might have the rumble, but
I'm sure they would. That seems like
yeah, it's
a
kind of a
mainstay in
staple.
controllers nowadays. Yeah, you can't really not have it because it feels anymore. If you go back to old games, I don't know. I mean, without nostalgia attached to it, you kind of feel like something's missing,
Yeah,
at least
totally.
in my opinion. But yeah, no,
I,
it looks like a crazy system.
It does.
But
And did you see the actual the kickstand for it? It's actually pretty dope.
yeah,
It
yeah,
like say this is the kickstand. It like comes off from the bottom like this, and you can
yeah.
like
It
lay it
actually, or
like
I
that.
think in the video it showed it coming off like that, where it literally just leans back completely, so it has a whole metal
It's
backing to it that holds
it's
it
like
up. It's
what? Why didn't Nintendo think about that? You know?
Well, I don't think Nintendo was thinking at all when they thought of the kickstand because
Mhm.
it's a little tiny plastic slab. Mine's actually, thank God it didn't actually break, but I've had mine
It's
come
just
out.
yep. It just snaps off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just because you got a touch screen on there, so you're trying to touch stuff on that screen. Is it a touch screen? I don't remember
Yeah.
actually.
It is. It is
Yeah,
touchscreen.
yeah, yeah. So you're trying to touch stuff on the screen, and I've actually knocked it over. And I'm trying to be gentle, but you have to press a certain, the certain amount of hardness,
Yeah.
and it's got nothing to hold it up. So I think that whole kickstand back is going to be awesome.
Yeah. It's
Um,
way more stable. And then plus, did you see where they put the charging cable?
I didn't, but it's not on the bottom, right?
Right
Thank
here
God.
on top. Right
Oh my
here.
God.
You
Yeah,
know,
that like what happens with the Switch when you want to charge it and also play it docked somewhere? You have to have a really
I mean, they make stands
strange
for
setup.
it, but yeah, it would make it very strange.
Actually,
So,
I just recently bought a stand for mine for that exact reason, because there's no way to do it otherwise unless you go buy a third party stand. But
right.
um,
I'm just wondering what the specs are in this thing, because they said that there's no GPU in it. I don't quote me on that, but it's like it's the i something, right? Something the i series of Intel. I can't remember, but that's what's powering it, and I'm like, whoa, holy shit, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I think it's cool that since it's got Windows 10 installed on it, you already have a huge library of games on Steam. You know,
and
bam,
that's yeah, and
just transfer it right over. That's
and all the
super
games
nice.
that are like on the Switch right now are at least $10 more because of the whatever the price thing is with Nintendo and China or something like that. Not China, but Japan. So
yeah.
Games would be cheaper on that. And I've also heard too is that people
absolutely.
actually they want the UFO to not only be a gaming handheld, but also have like Windows integrated into it. And be like a little kind of a tablet, and you can like do your like homework or take notes on it, or whatnot. Which I'm like, look, let's just focus on gaming. This is what if you're buying this,
gaming should be the base.
Yeah, let's utilize the resources that they have on there correctly instead of having all these other things. Just have a stable base. It plays games. That's it.
Right. I think that would be the best course of action. Instead of turning this thing into a jack of all trades but master of none, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because too many things can lead to less resources in one place.
Well, yeah. When you scatter your attention across all these different, things you can do with the system that aren't gaming, then that honestly, in the end, that takes away from the gaming part of it, and that's at least from what I'm thinking is going to be what 90% of people are going to be buying this thing for.
Right.
I'm hoping that since it's Alienware, they'll also release different kinds of controllers to lock into the system.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool, or just different peripherals. But I know this is kind of a little early to be saying anything.
And it's going to be docked by USB too, as well, just like the Switch does. So.
Oh, nice. That's
and
good.
It actually USB-C? Docks. I think so. Yeah.
That's good.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Prefer USB-C over anything anymore.
I know. I can't live without it. It's like, wow, this is like the best thing in the world. But
just being able to plug it in, not have to flip it around.
But people are also complaining about the bezel too, with the actual tablet itself, how it's kind of thick. I don't really give two shits. As long as it looks good, I don't give a shit.
Well, it looks like it's got some hardware down near the base that is somewhat helping with the connection of the controllers.
That way, you're not stuck with like a big old plastic thing like the Switch. This thing has got like a little. Yeah, it kind of. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Well, and honestly, I think it also helps push the controllers out, which is one of my biggest problems with the Switch. Like I almost refused to play the Switch handheld mode without some sort of attachment. Like this thing right here.
Oh yeah. I don't have mine with me, so
I bought one of these, and this changed the game for me, quite literally.
Yeah, because without that, you get the little the claw finger or claw thumb.
Oh, yeah, and my hands would cramp up like crazy because the thing isn't super heavy, but after about 10 minutes of holding this thing, you're getting kind of tired. At least I was.
Yeah.
But
because I have carpal tunnel in this hand, so like when I'm playing it, I'm okay. So when I play the Switch in handheld, it's mainly when I'm in bed, right before bed. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this, and this hand's got real bad carpal tunnel. So like if I'm going like this for a large, like, an hour or two, I tend to go like, stretch my arms, stretch my hands, because it's just a
Yeah.
weird, way of getting your hands on that thing. But with that satisfied grip, yeah, it's definitely a crazy game changer. But we're not talking about that. But I just look with the UFO. It looks like they actually combated the claw. It made them big.
It looks.
And see, the thing is with the Switch too, is that the Joy Cons are like super small. Okay,
They're really thin.
So look how big look how small the joystick is. Okay,
Right.
So I'm so used to playing with huge joysticks with wide range, and with this you get little range. Okay.
Yep.
And so when I play Warframe, I was like, man, why does this feel weird? It just felt weird to me. It's because there's more range on a regular controller, and I think that
Right.
the UFO combated that and made an improvement to where it's actually it looks like just a normal joystick.
It looks like a full size joystick. Yeah.
And like, dude, but there you go. I mean, the Switch has a what do you call it? An accessory, like a Joy-Con accessory like this, where it's got everything it needs to be, but it's like a big old hunk like this, where it's like this is just cut off right here.
Yeah. It's a
And
third
it's
party.
and it's $50, and I'm kind of close of actually getting it because I can't do these anymore. I can't. They're too small.
Well, yeah. My biggest problem with those controllers too is that since it is so scrunched up, not only the analog stick is a problem, but when I'm trying to, I've had this happen to me on multiple occasions. I'm trying to press the minus button up here. I'm accidentally hitting that Joy-Con stick
Mm-hmm.
every time. So like, there's no easy way or comfortable way to go press that minus button. And yeah, actually, I think it was the plus button, the same, but mainly the minus button because it's right up there with the stick.
Yep.
And so it seems like, from what I'm seeing here, they've spread everything out enough to where you're going to be able to comfortably press everything and not accidentally hitting something else.
Yeah.
And they have a proper D-pad.
Yeah. Right.
I know that's
Well,
something a lot of people were upset about.
The Switch Lite has a D-pad, but yeah.
Right, but I actually just read something today. Some guy suggested that to another guy who wants a proper D-pad for the regular Switch, and he just was like, "Well, get a Switch Lite." And he's like, "Why should I have to go buy another system just to have, a proper D-pad? That doesn't make sense to me." Why can't they
I think that Hori actually makes a shell, or at least the D-pad. That I think, yeah, it's a shell that makes it so that you just replace the innards in here, and it just becomes a D-pad because they have like the button, but it still feels like the clicky, not
Right.
There's
It doesn't feel like one whole
Yeah.
D-pad. It feels like a bunch of buttons still.
Yeah. So, but I think that there's a lot of potential for this, and they said it was going to be like the price range around $500 to $1,000, which in my opinion is not that bad when it considering something so small and portable. You would think something would be like $3,000, $4,000.
That, honestly, from what I've heard from other people, they would say probably closer to 2,000, maybe even 3,000.
Yeah.
With this kind of thing.
I mean, look at phones, dude.
If it ends up being,
phones,
oh
dude.
yeah, easily. Even if it does end up being $1,000, I think that's still a really good price for what you're getting, because even at this moment, we don't really know too much about these specs since it's still in the concept phase. But I mean,
I'm worrying about the battery life too. That was another thing I was worried about.
Yeah, because I mean, even with the new Switch. That has the better battery life. It's still,
it's not bad, but it's not good either.
Right. It's still. I mean, because it really all depends on the game you're playing too. And
the screen brightness
that
too.
would matter for this too. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Whenever I'm playing in bed, it's like barely there.
Yeah.
But
and on top of that, when you're playing with the Switch, doesn't it also take charge away from the system using the Joy-Cons? Like, it's charging the Joy.
Yep, pretty much. No. I don't think it takes charge from Joy-Cons.
That's only when it's docked.
It's only when it's docked, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But I honestly think that Alienware has something with it, and people are also saying that they're copying the Switch and how Nintendo hasn't sued them. I think that there's like a saying out there, basically, if you invent something that is completely original, and then people start taking ideas and start using that idea of that original idea that you came up with, is like the ultimate compliment. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So,
Mimicry is a huge compliment, and honestly, I think that opens up new possibilities that maybe Nintendo wouldn't have thought of. You know, we're gonna see new things done with this system that will possibly improve the next system from Nintendo. Who knows? So,
and that's why we
I'm
need
all for
Nintendo.
it.
That's why Nintendo's still around, because they keep innovating. But in the end, I honestly think that they're going places, and I really think that if they can get to that price range, I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be something that you would, you know, you would pair with your PC. Like, seriously.
I could see that. Yeah, it'd be, you have your PC at home and you have your UFO you can take on trips with you and play your
Yep.
whole library, which is nice.
And everything should be synced to it and everything. So that'd be awesome. I really, really am going to be looking into this in the future to see what they do.
Same here, same here.
Hey guys, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and click that bell icon to get notified for all of our new videos. And once again, thanks for watching.